guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Best in Beauty 2016 video. Today we are going to be talking all about the eyes, my favorite eye palettes and eyeliners, and also including brows in this one as well since I have a couple of those too. So let's get started. I'll just go ahead and start with palettes because that is one of my favorite things to talk about. So first off, I'm going to start with a drugstore palette. I like to include one or two drugstore things in each of these videos. Even though I don't use a lot of drugstore, there is a few favorites that I have. This one came out this year from NYX. This is the Ultimate palette, and this is the Warm Neutrals version. And this one is beautiful. I did a whole look with it on my channel. Just look at these beautiful warm tones. It is really hard for me to find really good palettes at the drugstore, but this one was definitely a good one, and it had beautiful shimmers, and it had some great mattes, and I'm able to make a lot of awesome, beautiful looks with this palette. I feel like these kind of warm colors were very popular this year, so if you guys are looking for a really good palette on a budget, I would check out the NYX Ultimate Shadow palette in Warm Neutrals, but they also have a couple other shades, but this one was my favorite. Next, you guys knew I had to talk about the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I really love this palette this year, and I probably used it, probably my second most used palette of 2016. I just love peach shades, and this one has a few beautiful peach shades in it. I did an entire review on this line. I will link that down below if you guys are interested, but I really like the colors in this palette. It has some peaches, some beautiful matte shades, and it's kind of like it's a more warm palette, and it has some beautiful shimmers. I just love it. So here is a close-up of it. You guys probably already know this has been hyped up so much this year, and for a while it was sold out, and then they recently just brought it back, so you guys can currently purchase this palette. I would recommend purchasing it on the Sephora website or the Ulta website because TooFaced.com is having some issues in not getting people's palettes out on time. So if you guys are interested, definitely Sephora or Ulta is the way to go. But aren't these gorgeous? This is going to be so much fun for spring as well, but I use this palette so much this year and I love it. Alright, next I have to mention some shades in my Z palette. This is going to be my most used palette 2016 because I got to create it and I got to pick out what I wanted in it, but pretty much all that's in here is Anastasia and Makeup Geek shadows, and I know that they aren't new shadows this year, but they are new to me. I recently fell in love with the Anastasia, like their foiled shimmer shadows, and then I love Makeup Geek's mattes. They just have some really pretty colors. I'll swatch a few of my favorites here. This one here is Pink Champagne from Anastasia, and this one's my favorite because it's kind of a rose gold, but it is so beautiful. They just have some really pretty shadows. I also have been using the shade Amber. This one is a gold from Anastasia right there. Very beautiful. Today I did use on my eyes a little bit of macaroon, and this one is kind of like almost a purpley burgundy color right there. So those are my favorites from Anastasia. I just love foiled eyeshadow, and this year I wore a ton of it. I love anything that sparkles. I really want to try the Makeup Geek ones though, but I've only tried the Makeup Geek mattes. One of my favorites is Creme Brulee. This one is a pretty light, very peach toned matte color. I really like that one for the crease. Also, Shimma Shimma from Makeup Geek is always a favorite. This one is just a champagne shimmer down there. So really been loving the Anastasia and Makeup Geek single shadows this year, and I definitely plan on getting a few more in 2017. But if you guys have never made a Z palette, I just really recommend it because you can really pick out whatever you want. You know what you're going to use, and so this is obviously my most used palette because I made it myself. I do have to mention the Lorac Mega Pro 3. I did do a review on this, so I will link it down below if you guys want to see a more in-depth review, but this was definitely a favorite of mine. I really love Lorac shadows. They're very smooth and soft and buttery and blendable, which I love, and I have all the Mega Pros, so I had to get the 3, and this one is my favorite of them all. It just has some really pretty warm tones, which I love. There's some pretty foiled shades and also some awesome mattes. We have some mauve tones. We have some just like really nice crease shades, but also the shimmers, which I love. So this is just an all-in-one love palette. The only thing I don't like about it is the packaging because it's white. So it gets a little dirty, but it is a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow palette, and if you can get your hands on it, I definitely would. Last but not least is from Anastasia. Anastasia has come out with some really great palettes this year, and I do have the Modern Renaissance, but you guys, that is not my favorite. My favorite is the Master palette by Mario, just because these are more of my favorite shades. I do like warm tone shades, but the Modern Renaissance is a little bit too much for me. It has some really like a little bit more out there shades that are more like reds and burgundies, but this one is kind of more my taste. We have some just everyday colors, and a lot of people thought it was like really boring, but I just looked at this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like all my favorite colors in a palette. I love it. I really love all the shades that he picked out, and I think this is like a perfect fall palette. Like all of these colors just scream fall to me, but I'm definitely going to be using it as an everyday kind of palette because it just has your perfect neutral. Moving on, I have some like kind of creamier shadows here. These are from Pure, and these are the eye polishes, and I recently fell in love with these this year. These are kind of like a gel formula. You kind of like bounce into the product with this little netting, and then you just apply it straight to the eye, but these are so beautiful. I love like metallics and shimmers, you guys know, so these were like right up my alley. This one is one of my favorites in the shade Satin here on the bottom. And then I also have the shade Cashmere, and that one is on top. So those are super fun. And then the other ones, which I really, really love, these are from Sephora. These are the Touch in Soul Metalist Liquid Foil and Glitter Shadow Duos. If you guys are a glitter lover or a shimmer lover, you guys gotta get these. I have one of them on my eyes today, on my lids, but these are like the perfect sparkle. I just adore them so much. And this one is in the shade Talia, and what you do with these, I've explained them before on my channel, but basically it comes with a cream. So you use the little doe foot applicator and put on your cream product. Then you go on the other side and you gently take out these loose pigments here and just press them onto your cream side, and since it's wet it will stick. And I just think this is the coolest invention ever. I really hope they come out with more shades, but that's what it looks like. Like, that literally flashes. Like, that is so pretty. So that's Talia. And then another favorite of mine is Margaret. And this one is a rose gold. These are just so beautiful and one of my favorites of this year. I almost forgot to talk about my favorite eyeshadow primer, but this one is it's not like a new product or anything, but this is the Too Faced Glitter Glue. I'm just new to this product, but this is so amazing how it works. I don't know how it works. It's kind of more of like a stickier base than like the regular shadow insurance, but like when I do my eyes, I'll do a normal primer, and then once I'm ready to put on my like really sparkly foiled eyeshadow, I will just apply this right onto my lid, and then I'll apply the foiled shadow on top, and it is so intense. It's amazing how much this makes a difference with any foiled shadows, especially with like the Too Faced holiday palettes. A lot of those shimmers were really hard to work with, but when I used them with the glitter glue, they looked so pretty and just so vibrant. So I really recommend getting this and trying it with any of your sparkly foiled shadows, and you will see a huge difference. And then this year I didn't really try any new eyeliners. I'm kind of boring and I kind of use the same things like Kat Von D, Trooper liner, and I love my Stila smudge sticks. That's pretty much all I use. But I did try a new mascara this year, and actually I have a few that I've loved. I'll mention a couple because I've used them up already, but I'm definitely going to repurchase them eventually. But my favorites of the year were definitely my It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. That stuff is amazing. It looked so good on my lashes. And then I also loved this one from Beauty For Real, and this one's kind of a newer brand. I see them a lot in Ipsy, but this mascara is life-changing. It is so beautiful. This one is the High Definition Mascara in Just Black, and the wand is so tiny that it just gets all your little lashes and makes them so long. I really like making I really like lengthening mascaras, so this one was really great, and it was nice because it came from a brand that's not like super hyped up or popular, and I like to give them some recognition because it's an awesome mascara. So I definitely recommend checking this out from Beauty For Real. And then I'm going to finish off with my brows. So the products that I've personally been using this year, first of all, I've been using the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Brow. This is a sculpting pen. Basically, it has a thicker tip, so you can really easily fill your brows in. I have this on right now. This is in the shade 20, but these were really, really good, and it used to be the only brow products that were really good on the market. It was Anastasia, but now there's so many that that Anastasia is not like the only brow brand anymore. But I definitely recommend checking these out if you want something to just like quickly swipe through your brows. It doesn't take much effort. I really like the Makeup Forever. But then if you want something more precise and you really need to kind of like shape your brow, I really like the Cosmetics Brow Power Super Skinny. I just adore these. These are really thin and just so precise. I can just build my brow easily. I don't make hardly any mistakes with these, and they look like real like hairs. Kind of like the Anastasia pencils, but really love these and will forever repurchase these cosmetics ones. And then I have to mention my Benefit Gimme Brow. This is one of my tried and true brow products. I've used it since the beginning. I know they changed the packaging. I feel like it's still the same Gimme Brow it used to be, but I love to use this after I pencil my brows. I just like to apply this a little bit to kind of make them look more natural, but also when I'm just lazy and I don't want to do my brows, I can just sweep this in and it will add more volume, I guess, to the brows, or fill in your little spaces and make them look super natural. So forever will repurchase this one as well. And I would like to mention, I've tried a lot of dupes for Gimme Brow and none of them compare. I've tried Essence, I've tried NYX, and I've tried one from, I think, L'Oreal, and just none of them are as good as the Gimme Brow. This one just has like little fibers that really cling to your brow and make them look so good without much effort. I think that is everything in my Best of Beauty eye products for 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and my next one is going to be lip products. I have so many to share with you guys. Let me know down below what your favorite eye products were of this year, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.